Hello, hello. Y'all get in, get in, get in. We're starting. All right, let's turn this down. All right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture, just to see how those incidents may or may affect our daily lives. Listen, we got another pop culture chat here, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, male and female, however you identify. We got another one here. We want to thank our guest, Danielle Athenturn. Danny does love. All right, people. All right. So what we're gonna do, this was supposed to have done yesterday, but I keep telling y'all there are times in my life where life lifes and I have to let it do what it do. So I figured I'd be in a better mood. You see, I am in a better disposition to come to you all today to go over the Impact and Nightline Jonathan Major Speaks interview. Okay. You all know the deal. You all know the deal. Your entrance fee to this theater is for you to hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. And let me tell y'all something really, really quick. I know y'all lives are a little confused, a little complicated, or a lot of these things, but you know why? Because you ain't told that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. If you let him know that I am making these videos, they'll be over here with me, and your life will be like sunshine and roses and dandelions and all those good things. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Now, I keep telling y'all, I need the tech guy from the trial because I am not technologically savvy. I told Danny backstage that I got 50 million electronics and probably can work two. Two. I don't know if that's an addiction or anything. I don't know. How you doing, Danny? You doing all right today?
I'm good. I'm nasally, as most of you probably can hear. But if I take off my camera, it's probably because I'm blowing my nose. So don't mind me.
So what we're going to do, I am going to, let me see, let me try to do this thing, share my screen. Now, I don't even know if this will play because you know how some things don't play uh, for you. So I hope this plays. And so for you all that don't understand, I'm talking to you people in the back that we will play a little bit, then we will talk about what we've played. I've got my timestamps, so I know where I want to go with this, but we're not going to play it all the way through. We're not going to, it may seem choppy, but you all, I just got monetized and I do not want my stream to be taken down, people. So if you'd like to support the channel, please make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you want to support the channel, please subscribe. You see it scrolling down the street screen. Please help me get to 3,000 subscribers. I would really, really, and truly appreciate that. Also, if you want to support the channel with super chats or anything that you'd like to give, you can do that as well. All right, so here we are. We're going to go over this interview, and I need this to be full. No, I'm not going to do full screen because last time I did, it went away. So we're going to go over this interview. I went through the interview twice, and what we're going to talk about is what he says juxtaposed to, as far as what happened in the car, juxtaposed to what Ms. Jabari said. We're also going to talk about uh, the text message. We're going to talk about the Coretta, and we're going to talk about why he did not testify. Because I'm interested to see and I'm interested to know um, you all's thoughts along with our thoughts about how do you feel about him or him testifying or him not testifying. We know that the trial is over, but I am interested to hear that. I'm also interested to hear, remember I keep telling you all I love Black folks, good, bad, or indifferent, but y'all, are we okay? And what I mean by that is, are we okay? Because there are so many points in here that this man brought up, but we only stuck on this Coretta thing. And the reason why I asked, are we okay? Do we say what we mean and mean what we say? Now, let me back up on that. There's 3 things that my father taught me. Number 1 is to say what you mean and mean what you say and stand firm in the words that you have just spoken. That means your word is your bond. If you say you're going to do something, then you do it. If you say you're not going to do it, don't do it. Don't backtrack and then do it. Say what you mean and mean what you say. That means there has to be clear and clarity. The second thing that he taught me is that birds of a feather flock together. And when you know better, you go west. What does he mean? You can hang around a bunch of folks because you all have common interests and concerns. But as soon as that group of people that you're hanging around with does something that doesn't mesh with your morals and values, you go west. You leave them alone, you go west. You don't continue to follow the flock because that's where you get in trouble. And the third thing that my father taught me that is the most important thing that I live and I stand by. He said, Pamela, don't you ever pay anybody your money and kiss their ass. Never do that. So you all get caught up in all this, what Gucci did, said this, and what Louis said and did this, and what this person did over here. But then you turn around and you pay these people your money. If you don't like what somebody stands for, you do not pay your hard-earned money to them folk. So again, those are the 3 lessons that I've learned from my father that he taught me and my brother. And why am I mentioning that? Because it circles back to around for me asking you all, Black people, are we okay? Because we got in here on Twitter, in the shade room, neighborhood talk, wherever it is that we congregate, and everybody is Coretta this, Coretta that, Coretta this, Coretta that. How dare he mention her name? How dare he do that? Why would he say anything? She is not a prop. We know this, but y'all didn't listen. And we're going to listen to what he said. Number 2, this man talked about his mental health. He talked about how he has struggled with mental health. And that hits a sore spot with me because I have struggled with mental health. And for him to tell you that he's clinically depressed, that he has suffered from severe depression and suicide ideations, and then for me to hear different news outlets, you all in the shade room, the neighborhood talk, or wherever we congregate, and also to even hear my colleagues on this app say there's something wrong with him. Why does he act like this? Why is he acting like this? He's weird. He's crazy. He's this. Nobody threatens to commit suicide. He's controlling doing that. But let something have happened. Then we want to turn around. Mental health is so important in the Black community, and we want to sit down and we need to talk about it. No, you don't. You want to laugh at it. You want to call it weird. You want to call it crazy. We have so many icons in the Black community, and nobody wants to talk about them. He talked about one, and you damn near put him in his grave. He shouldn't be talking about Coretta. So I asked the question, y'all. Are we okay? Can we take a temperature check? Can we check our temperature to making sure this what? 97.1, 95 point, whatever the can we take a temperature check? Because sometimes we get real hot and we start getting delusional and blabbing off at the mouth. And sometimes we're real cold. So are we okay? I just wanted to take the room. I'm not trying to bring the room down. I just want you to hear me before we go on to this. Also, we're going to go into this. Let me see. I got my thought. I said something and I lost my thought, but that's okay. Danny, do you have anything to say, or are we just going to jump into the video?
We're not okay. And the everything that you said is proof of that. There's a lot of projection. There's a lot of that hurt little child coming out on social media. And I'm a very strong proponent of mental health and getting mental health treatment. But I have said, and I've posted facetiously, that social media is the psych ward. It's a virtual psych ward. And it really is for the untreated. Okay, because I'm all for mental health treatment. I'm all for, destigmatizing mental illness, provided that you are willing to do the work and get the help that you need. I am not for, the Kanye Wests of the world out here wreaking havoc and just making everybody miserable, and who has said out of his own mouth that he is not going to take his treatment because it stifles his creativity. Those people I don't feel sorry for, because you're deliberately depriving yourself of help and at the same time damaging those around you, including your children. So that I can't rock with. But if you are doing the work and you are trying to get help, I'm all for that. And a lot of people on social media have the same issues, if not worse. And instead of getting help, they go online and they sit there and they bully people. They say horrible things about people. They attack people that have contrary beliefs than what they have. They don't even believe what they're saying. But it's easier to lash out at the low-hanging fruit, like somebody said in the comments, than to actually sit back and examine and say, is this me? Could this be me? When you see something in someone that reminds you of yourself, and you're not self-aware and you're not willing to do the work, it elicits a very negative emotion, and that comes out in a lot of what's going on social media.
Exactly.
I caught myself engaging with some of these people, and some of them I felt like I needed to say something to, because I'm, like I said, I'm the clapback queen. And so I'm going to clap back on you, give you about 5 minutes to gather your feelings, and then you're going to get blocked. But at the end of the day, it's sad. It's really sad. And no, a lot of us are not okay. And I say this and I say again, empty cans make the most noise. And these are the empty cans over here on social media making the most noise. I say if there was 100 people on social media, it's only about 5 of them. But they make the most noise and they do the most, damage. And I feel like, we, as the people that actually are trying to do something positive and be a positive force, we need to fight fire with fire. We have to stop trying to take the high road. Take the high road out of your GPS and get in there and get in their asses, because this is why they go unchecked. Because we sit back and we're like, I'm too good for this. I'm not going to say anything. So yeah, sometimes I get right off that high road and I get in them and then I block them, because you're not going to sit here and keep this nonsense going when there are bigger fish to fry, So no, we're not okay. A lot of us are not okay. And those of us who are need to start speaking up and get being as loud as those empty cans.
Exactly. I'm just going through some of this. This was one that hit me, because I do remember Michael K. Williams, who talked about he suffered from depression. And here you have a man that used drugs to cope, and you see what happened with that. And it is very something that's very it bothers me. It bothers me that we live in this deluded mindset that we say we are for people that have issues. But then when those people espouse those issues, then we want to turn around and get butthurt, because if that issue involves you, then we want to turn around and get butthurt and say, no, see, it's just because you're this and you're that. Just people just don't grow up with issues, and the issues just flew out of the sky like bird poop out of a bird falling from the sky. It doesn't happen that way. There's a lot of social things, and we have to take ownership of the fact that a lot of us are the way that we are because of how we treat each other, how we speak on each other. And then what really chaps my hide is that we want to then espouse how we want other races and other communities and other things to treat us. They looking at us. We don't treat each other well. So why are you thinking that they're supposed to treat us well? Just food for thought, y'all. Just food for thought. Again, are we okay? We're getting ready to get into this. I want to get to these some more of these things. Jane was dealing with losing a fellow black male actor who also struggled with what he does. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did. All right. We got Miss Cat in the building saying that she's here on mute. Look around, everybody's on mute. Anyway, she says, here on mute, I'm stuck in the production room, but both you look beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right, people, we're going to get into what we came for. We're going to start this video. I'm going to let the intro play a little bit, him coming in, and then we'll make some discussion. Let's see if it plays. Let's see.
Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
I felt like it was time. A lot has happened in my personal life, in my career, in the culture. The impact of this is about responsibility and coming forward and being brave and giving my part of the story, because I think there's a lot of people that deserve that.
That little giggle he did, that little nervous giggle. You know, we do that. You know, a lot of people, when you're confronted with things that are so devastating, and people will say, well, look at him. He's laughing. He's not being serious. He's probably the most serious he's ever been. But when you're confronted with something like this, and what he had described to be one of his biggest fears, you do react in a certain way. Your body reacts in a certain way. And I don't know if it was you or it was Kat that whose live I was in one time, but they were talking about the pain. And I remember it was something about, she said, oh, I was just so hyped up on adrenaline and this, that, and the third. And I thought about it. It doesn't matter how hyped up you are. Your body registering pain is not a voluntary act. It's going to register pain. And you may not even be aware of what you're doing, and people around you will be aware of you because, and I'm gonna use the big example because I know we're in mixed company and we have a room of maybe men and things like that. But it's just like women who are on their cycle and they have very, very bad cramps. They have a tolerance for the pain, but you can definitely see it registers. It registers in the way that they react to you. It registers with their, if they're scrunching their faces, if they're moving their hands toward their belly, if they're, doing all these odd stretches and moving and getting all things, that pain registers. And emotional pain registers the same way. You may see somebody who does a little giggle, a little laugh, the way that they will, shuffle and sit in their seats. That's not an indication of lying. It's just that you can see that some people are just uncomfortable in a very overwhelming situation.
Something about.
I'm sorry, Danny. Did you want to add anything?
Oh no, you're good. You might have to mute though because it's echoing.
Okay, I will. Me echoing or the
video, because I think we're hearing your thing playing and this playing at the same time, so it's like echoing.
Gotcha.
So you have to mute your mic.
All right.
Sitting here right now and looking at you and understanding the gravity of the situation, a situation that I in many ways, put myself in.
He was one of the most promising actors of his generation.
Was it echoing then?
No, it was fine. It was
okay.
Perfect. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do this, you all, because I've got some timestamps where I want to jump to, because I don't want us to go into we